So today...
How do you sell something that's free?
You give it to them, no charge.
I don't know. Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm
No,
Kat.
wait, he scratched his head. Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Kat.
I'm Mike.
So today we're reviewing Split Second.
Vroom, vroom.
Produced by Disney. It's an arcade racing video game. It's kind of obvious. You're part of a fictional TV show, and there's a series of different events. Races, air attack, survival.
And one of the game modes is elimination. And every 20 seconds, if you're in last place, you're eliminated from the race. So guess what? You gotta come in first.
And there's also survival, where you're driving behind, past, and in front of these big cargo trucks that are throwing these barrels off. And the red ones are explosive, and the blue ones slow you down. And you're trying to pass a truck within a certain amount of time, and you keep getting points and points, and like first place is like this big, large number of points.
Then there's air attack, so you have to avoid these missiles coming in from helicopters everywhere from the sky, not from the ground. The targets actually show up on the road where the missiles are going to hit, so you can actually avoid stuff.
There are 72 events and 12 different episodes. While you're going through to pick your particular event that you're going to do, it'll be like episode 1, and there'll be like 4 or 6 different events that you click on. And this week on Split Second. At the end of each episode, there'll be the credits that roll, which is kind of fun as well.
In the first episode, you have a certain amount of events that you can unlock. So you race on the first 3 tracks and collect points to actually unlock the bonus ones. Michael?
Gameplay. This is a lot like Burnout. We all agree when we're playing this. This is Burnout, but there's a catch. There's some destructible real-time events in-game on the tracks. Completely changes the race. Like a huge tower will fall down and create another pathway, and everyone has to turn to the left. And
Or you'll open up a shortcut.
Shooting a bus into the laneway and people have to avoid it.
Like bombs get dropped on people by like helicopter, like a heli bomb.
That's what they called me in college.
How it works is,
So there's 2 levels, but there's 3 spots in your HUD. So the first 2 are level 1, and then the third one is your level 2. For level 1, it's blue. For level 2, it's red. For level 1, it's going to be just the simple things that are on the track. If it's a level 2 thing, it's going to be something huge. It's going to be this whole building explodes, or this whole tower falls down. Crazy, crazy things.
the car in front of you will have a little icon appear above it. Didn't you blow up like an airport with that third one?
Pretty much.
What I like about the HUD is that it's kind of pasted right on the back of your car on the bumper. So everything's clean on the bottom of the screen, which I really like. Way to get the power.
Drift and draft.
There's a draft in here, if you know what I mean. Someone had Taco Bell.
So they actually designed the HUD to be very simple. They didn't want it to be complex because they didn't want it to be over top of all the beautiful, beautiful imagery. The only things they have on there's a lap count, there's the position you are in the race, and there's your power play meter.
So you're driving along the track and all of a sudden the opponent hits a switch, and what happens? The whole level drops, and all of a sudden you're in this underground. You're just like, what the hell just happened? While you're down there, you know, other opponents are dropping with you, and the announcer's like, oh my god! And there's like helicopters flying around this bridge. Then you actually have to find a new exit. You have never been anywhere on that map yet. Now the problem with this though is they're always in the same positions on the maps. It gets repetitive. I call this game a one-trick pony.
Isn't a one-trick pony in the field so happy and free.
After you finish a map, you're like, well, I know what happens on this map next.
Like, you'd have to do the race a couple times to memorize exactly where everything is. But yeah, it's true. So there's crazy explosions. There's this gas station that you can explode, and well, an enemy's like going right through it. Or there's also a part where a plane crashes, this big jet's on the runway, and it's just after someone's already taken the course and been like, boom, I'm switching it, I'm crashing this building here, now you all have to go left. There's a plane coming in, and there's like these metal beams that are in your way.
That was exciting.
I thought Harrison Ford was going to show up.
Get off my plane! Sex version? Get off on my plane.
Get off on my dick. Wow. Gameplay-wise, as an arcade racing game, this is actually really good. It gives you a great sense of speed. I enjoyed the drifting. The graphics were solid, but it gets repetitive.
I agree. Go ahead.
Why does he cut you off?
Multiplayer is 8 players online, and it's a lot of fun. And it's just like the campaign single player, but you're with your friends racing.
So it's fun to sometimes crash giant buildings onto your friends, but after you've done it like 6 times, you're just like, well, what can we do now? And guess what? That's all you can do. What are some of your likes and dislikes about this game, Catherine Jovi?
I think that it's a very pretty game, and it's exciting too for the first 1 or 2 times that you do a particular race. All these crazy things are happening, like you're trying to get like all 3 of your slots filled so you can see what like the big damage level 2 thing is gonna be.
I love to fill 3 of your slots.
Is that possible?
And that's really exciting. The drifting's pretty good, the driving's not terrible, but it does get repetitive. I feel like this is a renter and you're only gonna wanna, you know, play through it once or twice.
Can't recommend anyone buying this game. But if you like racing games, you know, rent it for a weekend, try it out. And what are your final thoughts?
The game's a lot like Burnout, but very linear, and I don't know if I can keep playing this game over and over, so I agree with them. It's very much like a rental. I don't see it being a purchase, so my overall score for the game is a 7. It's still a great game, and I recommend you go out and rent it, but don't purchase this thing. Michael?
I'll give it a 9.
And Kat?
I'll give it a 9. I'm J Hoof. I give this game a 7.5. I agree. It's very beautiful. It's fun to play, but you're not gonna play it again.
I give it a 7.5 like Kat. I agree with these two losers. It's a fun racing game, but it's not gonna last you long.
So enjoy it for the split second that it lasts.
Rich.
What?
That's brutal.
The end.
It's very shallow.
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 How?
Shallow.
Shallow.
Sure.
Shalllow.
Like Joel.
Shallow.
And it's very shallow.
Shallow.
And it's very...
Shovel.
If you put this in there, I'll get you.
3 kilobytes.